Hey there! So today we have another review. This is a beer courtesy of Sierra Nevada. This is Hazy Little Thing, their #1 SKU. I believe this is the bee's knees for Sierra Nevada right now. That's where we're at these days. It is what it is. 6.7%. I've definitely reviewed this a couple times on the channel. Ooh, I don't remember. It's been a couple years actually, I believe, since I reviewed this on the channel. So let's give it another shot. Beer actually. So I did have the Citra Little Thing last night, and then we're doing this on another night. So beer is pretty much exactly the same. It's a light gold color, not even light to medium, barely medium gold, but light gold color, and has a beautiful kind of like medium haze to it. Definitely see the shadow of my fingers. It's not completely opaque or anything at all. It's not even medium plus, I would say haze. So just a nice sulfate wet head. On the nose, it is diesely dank. A little bit fruity, but definitely not showy, the Citra Little Thing. Honestly, I will say, I even had it back to back, and like I thought even something was like off. So like if you actually buy these two beers, definitely have this first, because the Citra is just more showy. Like it's very soft on the nose. I'm getting like a little bit of stone fruit peach, a little bit of like light tropical character, but it's very light on the nose. A little bit of like candy pineapple maybe, but it really does, the initial attack, like have a little bit of like diesely dank thing to it, and it's still hazy IPA, but it does it is not a big showy nose. Like candied citrus and tropical. So I'm getting like candied orange, candied pineapple, maybe a little bit of like dried peach to it or something. Maybe a little bit of candy mango kind of thing, dried mango, blah blah blah. But very fresh, a month fresh. So yeah, but not too much going on in the nose. Cheers. On the palate, similar. It's got a light theme of just like candied citrus and tropical fruit. I'm getting mostly like sweet, like peaches, mango, pineapple, that kind of thing. But there is a dank thing to it. And then I've always sort of had this thing about the beer. I don't know if it's a pH thing or something. There's a plasticky character to this beer. Not the biggest fan of it. I've had issues with it, but it's just something I'm sensitive to, and it just tastes a little plasticky to me. I don't know what to say. It's not even all flavor. It's just like part of the theme of the beer. The finish of the beer. See, as you drink it more, I get a little bit more juicy sweetness, a little bit of like orange starburst going on. Definitely a little bit of creaminess to it, to the mouthfeel. Light bready character to it. Bitterness hits a little bit, but it's really not even bitterness. It's also almost like a little bit of like a green polyphenol thing help dry out the palate. As it warms up, it gets a little bit more fruity, which is quite nice. A little bit empty on the palate, on the back end. It really doesn't have much bitterness to it. Really doesn't have much malt to it, right? It just gets a little bit empty. But there's a little bit of light kind of lingering bitterness to this beer. It's good beer. I think for people, for some people, this is what they're looking for, right? Not overly big, 6.7. 6.7%. I personally prefer the Citra Little Thing. It just has a little bit more body and bodacious character to it. This, they call it a hazy IPA, but it almost drinks it's almost like a hazy pale ale. But even then, it is a different kind of beast. Like, I don't know if I need to call these like different styles, but like I've sort of separated them, and you guys, if you watch the channel, like as like boutique hazy IPA, where if you look for hazy IPA, and what I personally, got into for hazy IPA, which has this like richness, creamy mouthfeel, more aromatics, more fruitiness, and generally I'd prefer the beers at like 7, at lowest 7.5 to 8.5, right? Like it's perfect spot. Boutique hazy IPAs, and you can go find those locally or trade for them, whatever. For the regional bigger guy, and I call these guys like regional hazy IPAs, meant for longer shelf life. Distribution. I mean, this came all the way, I don't know how many, like almost 1,000 miles away, or probably less than that, but still. It's a different kind of beer. The mouthfeel is just not there. The analogy you can give you is like, if you've ever had like diet ice cream or like a diet frappuccino, right? Like it just doesn't have the sweetness and thick and chew and the intensity that a boutique hazy IPA does, which is fine. It's just a different kind of beer. If you're looking for something like this, and I mean, I think it does a good job. Honestly, I want to say this holds up much better than my initial impressions of this beer. I feel like I did really completely avoid this beer when I first started reviewing it. I've only reviewed it a few times, so but it's very good. The one thing I will say though, be careful. It will sort of get dominated depending on what you like. I would not drink a boutique hazy IPA and then try to drink one of these because this will just taste like water. And I will say, even the Citra little thing, I reviewed that, and then I cracked a can of this. Like, oh yeah, let me think about reviewing it. I was like, there's something wrong. Like I literally couldn't really taste much to it. But now I'm like, completely, just haven't had anything else. Like it does actually have some juicy and fruity character to it. So what you're looking for in hazy beer, right? It's not bad. It's all right. Again, I me. I'm either gonna be drinking class like in their portfolio. I'm obviously gonna be drinking something like Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, Torpedo, and then like, oh, please bring back that whatever that box is called with like Ruthless Rye and all that stuff. Please, right? Was that what's called? Anyway, yeah, that stuff. The one with like the OG box. With like I think was it Nooner was in there. Anyway, it was a bunch of IPAs. It was absolutely fantastic. It was like literally my favorite thing that Sierra Nevada has done in the last like 10 years, whatever, or 5 years, or who knows. That box. So I'm either drinking those beers, or I'm drinking maybe like, I think some of my favorites are like, I want to say Rad Little Thing, Citra Little Thing, the new one that just came out. This would probably be on the lower of priorities for me. That's just how I drink, and that's my preference on hazy IPA. But if you're looking for a regional hazy IPA that obviously is highly accessible, this got to be one of the better ones. I mean, like, I can't think of many brand. Like, I think one of my favorites probably is like New Belgium Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze, which does have a little bit more like oomph and body to it. But again, it's all your preference, and this is a good beer. '86 Sierra Nevada hazy little thing, absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for sending this beer. Cheers, later.